All right, so there are quizzes. The quizzes, as we said, are each week. They appear Wednesday, they're due Sunday. There are 11 weeks in the quarter. Two of them have tests in them, the midterm and the final, so there's 9 weeks that don't have them, so there's 9 quizzes. Um, of the 9 quizzes, I will drop the lowest one, and they're worth 30% of your grade. All right. There are also 2 projects, what I call projects. They're just a little bit bigger assignments than just homework. Um, the first one is the triangle assignment. It appears in week 2 within the, as you're working your way through the content in that week, you will run across the triangle assignment. It is 360 triangles or something like that, or 300. There's 26 triangles with a bunch of angles that you have to do things for. It's like 316 things that you have to work with. I don't know. Anyway, it's a bit tedious, but by the end of it, I hope you will have learned what I want you to learn, because the whole rest of the course is based on those things. So I find it really important that you do the triangle assignment as early as possible in week 2, and then there's a bit of a discussion that you're asked to do, some things you're asked to do in the discussion from that. But that's one of the projects, and the second project happens way towards the end of the quarter in week 10. It's called parametric doodling. Each project is worth 5% of your grade, right? So the homeworks were worth 30, those are worth 5 each, so we're up to a total of 40% of your grade. There are 2 exams, the midterm and the final. Each of these will be a 2-hour exam, proctored. So the math department requires of our online classes that at least 50% of the grade is proctored. So the way I handle this is I have these 2 tests, the midterm and the final. You can see on the calendar at the bottom of the syllabus here the dates. So the midterm will happen on Thursday, October 26th, and the final will be December 6th, Wednesday, December 6th. I will arrange for a room on the Watkin Community College campus. They're going to be from 6 to 8 p.m. And I'm hoping to get as many people as possible to those to take the tests at those times. If you have conflicts with those, and I know, the whole reason why people do online courses is because of conflicts with normal scheduling. They work or do whatever. So I'm certainly very flexible in accommodating people that have conflicts with that. So we can use the testing center. There's various other things that we've done. Anyway, but I need you to let me know well in advance that you do have a conflict so that we can figure out how and when to have you take the midterm and the final. Okay, you just talk to me and let me know. But hopefully most of you can come at those times, 6 to 8 p.m. on those 2 nights. I will arrange a room on the campus and let you know soon when that is or where those are. So anyway, in each of these 2 exams, the midterm and the final, it's closed book, but I will allow 1 page of notes, 8.5 inches by 11 inches. You can put stuff on both sides. You will need to bring a photo ID with you, and yeah, I hope that you come to campus for those tests, but alternative arrangements can be made if needed. So anyway, so the midtermers were 25% of grade, and likewise the final. The final is not comprehensive. The final is just a second half exam. Okay, so there is a bit of it being comprehensive in that the second half of the course uses stuff from the first half of the course, but you're not specifically being retested on the first stuff. You're being tested on the new material from the second half of the course. Okay, you can use a calculator on those. Yeah. Okay. And then I've got to give you a grade. And so with all that stuff, all the various percentages, you can figure out what your grade is. And the scale works this way: 93 or over is an A, 92 is an A minus, and so on. I want to point out that the SU grade, S is listed as a 70 plus. Yeah. Okay. Actually, that's wrong. I'll fix that. S should be the same as a C. At the moment, there's the question of whether a satisfactory is equivalent to achieving the prerequisite for the next course. In some programs it is, and some programs it isn't. We're starting the process of talking about that on the college. And on a transfer, if you're transferring to somewhere else, it's quite often the case that the S's are not accepted as satisfying a prerequisite. So even though we might do it here, it's better to not rely on that satisfactory grade. You want to get a letter grade. Okay. Anyway, if you have questions on that, please let me know. Or of course, if you have questions on any of this, just send me an email, send me a message on WAMAP, whatever, and I will answer as many questions as I can. If you have any disability accommodations that you need, please let me know early. We can do what is needed. Just the Disability Support Service office in the LDC building is a marvelous resource. They can help get all the paperwork done and set up, and to let me know what accommodations are needed. I just need to know. Anyway, we have some expectations of your conduct, so let's take a look at this. First of all, mathematics is not a spectator sport. I expect that in order to achieve success, you will participate. That means reading the book, doing the homework, being part of the discussions. In an online class, it's real easy to just let things slide because you don't have to go to class every day. But you think of it as going to class every day because it's a lot of work. It's 15 hours a week. If you put in 3 hours a day, then you should be doing all right. Okay? Budget that time. So anyway, academic honesty, don't cheat. Do your own work. It really doesn't do you any good to do someone else's work, to copy, to plagiarize, whatever. There are consequences for doing it, spelled out in your Student Rights and Responsibilities Handbook. I've dealt with it before. I will deal with it again if I have to. Just don't make me have to. Just do your own work. That's why you're in college, right? Is to learn, not to let someone else learn. It's for you to learn. So do it. A few things. There is, Whatcom has an early alert program that is early on in the quarter. If an instructor thinks that they have a student that's not attending or just having struggles, they put a little alert on, and it triggers a whole bunch of support services to come in and say, hey, we noticed that, or your instructor has mentioned that you don't seem to be able to be making it to class, or that you're struggling a bit. Do you need a tutor? Can we help you out? There's all kinds of support that the college has that students don't necessarily know about, and they're trying to make it. They're trying to reach more students early on in the quarter to help them succeed. And so, if you get contacted by Early Alert because I've put in a thing, it's not because I think you're needing to drop or anything. On the contrary, I'm just thinking that you could use some help, and I'm hoping to get you help. I love to see my students succeed, and we want to help you get there. Okay, this is a course where it's different than you've seen before. It's very visual, where maybe you've been used to just doing math with numbers and letters on a paper, right? A lot of math is symbolic. This is very visual. It's a different way of thinking. They're going to ask you questions we've never been able to ask before because we haven't had the tools, but now we do. So anyway, you might find yourself struggling. Get help. Ask me. Go to the tutoring center. All kinds of things. Tutoring center. Yes, there is a tutoring center. The math offers drop-in tutoring and private tutoring in the math center, Cascade 113. They're open most days. They quite often do some after-hour things in the library, so they're open at night too. They've worked really hard over the last couple of years to be available when students need the help. So anyway, check into the tutoring center in LDC, it's not in LDC, in Cascade, and see what. See, it's just a great place to go hang out, do your homework. You got help there. You got the camaraderie of classmates and whatnot. It's a good place. Yes, there's a couple of statements here that we have to have in our syllabi because we need to make sure that you understand that I, the college, want you in our classes, whether you're white, black, brown, anywhere in between, whether you're Christian, atheist, Jewish, Muslim, or anywhere in between, male, female, or anywhere in between. We want you to learn. We want you to be the best you can be. I just want to teach you math. I don't care about all that other stuff. So please, feel free to be who you are, and please allow others to be who they are within our class who's here. So anyway, affirmation of inclusion, non-discriminatory policy. Oh, this is non-discrimination policy. There's several things here. Well, you can read it. There's a matter of if you confide in me about matters of sexual harassment or similar things, I am obligated to report that to my supervisor. That then triggers, again, people trying to get you help. If you want to talk about such things in a way that is confidential, then there are counselors in the advising office that do not have the same obligations that the rest of us have as state employees. If we see something, if we are made aware of something like this, sexual harassment or domestic violence or such things, we have to report it. We have to report it. Otherwise, we're held sort of as a complicit in the crime because we didn't say anything about it. We let it happen without doing anything. Anyway, there are resources on campus to get help. If you make such things available, talk to me about such things. I'm certainly supportive and whatnot, but do know that I need to then pass it on to authorities within the college that have the ability to get help, that can try to start making things right. Anyway, any questions you have, there's a phone number here for the Human Resources Office that answer a lot of questions along these things. Anyway, let's see, inclement weather. In the event that the college is closed for like snow or something like that, it's an online class. It's not a big deal. We can probably keep going on. However, I do understand that some people may live in remote parts of the county and may not have access to the internet at home, and hence may not be able to do that. For the most part, I'm thinking that will be okay, but if you are in a situation like that, we will be lenient with some deadlines and making sure that you can stay with the class even if we are out for a couple of days because of weather. But anyway. Let's see. Yes, we should all treat each other with respect. You can contact me through email. I am about to run out of another 15 minutes. Dang. Hang on. I'm going to start the next video.